then we want to cut it off.
And we have to cut it off because it messes holds up. But how are they going to pay for something?
We'd have to just give them a report of these patrons have these holds and they no longer exist.
Or whatever happened.
And they have to manually do it.
I mean, because I could really.
And with 20 branches.
Well, because I could really, I don't think it's gonna happen, but one of my fears is that they turn this on, and it messes holds up across the board, and we have to turn it off almost immediately. Or after their patrons get used to it, all of these little babies.
I'm more concerned about the patrons.
And then, it starts messing holds up at some point, and then we have to turn it on. So they have to understand, and make the patrons understand that it's a test, can be no.
So, and we could probably even limit that.
It's a test, can be no.
So, and we could probably even limit that for so assuming our test is okay and we turn it on for them, we could actually limit it just 1 or 2 branches of those two, right? We could just do it with 3 months.
He would actually like that would, I think he even said something to that effect. So could we do that even? Like out of the gate?
I don't know, well, how did their acquisition? I don't know.
They did yesterday.
Yeah, because in acquisitions, you can apply circ mods to a branch. So like, we did it for only one. Yes, I'm sorry.
Do we use cotton tags at all?
No, it's something we have to test.
I know, in my mind, yeah.
I mean, it's really,
Yeah. Talk to me or I just use
this is one of the records from the developers. Chime in.
Even though we're all here.
Still updating the agenda, you can't start. Cool, that shows.
Okay, you want to call it to order?
All right, folks, because, juggling, several things at once isn't enough, and we need to add chainsaws to the mix. We're going to try to hold a development meeting both in IRC and, what we say verbally is also being included in the YouTube live stream. So for folks who are not here, you can participate in IRC. You can also make comments in the YouTube stream, and Rogan will relay them.
Yep.
So this will either be very quiet because everybody's talking in IRC, or we will actually use our words in person at the hack way.
Yeah.
So let us see how this goes.
I do encourage folks to speak up. At the level that Galen was speaking, it was coming through very well. So you don't have to scream,
Okay.
but yep. You don't have to scream, but do, practice your opera impersonator. project.
And talk in your direction.
Yes, and I'll turn towards you if need be.
We can turn it away from you for now.
Well, until somebody else starts speaking, it's now on you, Ben.
All right. All the attention. Yes.
Right, so the agenda is posted on the Wiki. So, we've started the introductions, but I guess to continue on to action items from the previous meeting, we had three. One was for me working on documentation changes for eJeopardy configuration as part of OpenServe. Those will be part of the 3.1 beta. More about that we discussed OpenServe in general. The second action item was Jason Stevenson managing one last maintenance of release 4.3.0, which happened with Lucky 3.0.13, and that's the end of it, except for potential security releases through, I think, January. And then the third action item is I said I would issue a call for the 3.3 release manager, and I did. And we were fortunate enough to have a volunteer. I don't. But more about that when we get to the Evergreen section. So, any questions about the action items? Okay, so on to updates and release info. So OpenServe, we now have OpenServe 3.02 released. That's basically a bug fix release. The wiki page. I think the most important bug fix is the quad Nginx config file that ships with OpenServe now is much better in terms of SSL security. So just a general recommendation that if you're running OpenServe 3.0 or 3.1 and you're using Nginx as a proxy, go forth and look at the example config. The other thing that's relevant if you're using Nginx or HA proxy for Evergreen is there was a bug where there was at least the theoretical possibility of the HTTP translator getting confused about which backend they should talk to. That's been changed so that the translator can see the user agent's IP address as opposed to the IP address of the proxy and not mess up sessions that way. So there's that, but basically just a simple bug fix release. So any questions about that before we talk about Open 3.1 beta? All right, so on to 3.1 beta. During Hackaway, yesterday I pushed a bunch of stuff that meant for 3.1. So I'm just about ready to release the beta. When pending a patch that I'm working on, and I'll ask people to review later this afternoon, is to teach OpenServe how to request, how to queue up requests. And these are for situations where there's a temporary spike in the number of requests aimed at a given service. And it gives you the ability to say, OpenServe can hang on to a set number of requests, even if there aren't enough children and drones available to process them, in the hopes that the spike is transitory and that the requests can be processed in due course. That branch is actually in production at Equinox. What I'm working on is adding a new status code to adjudicate that, if the spike is not transitory and you eventually reach the limit on how many requests can be queued, by a listener, it will return the equivalent of a 503 status code saying, you're overflowing the system resources. And that won't do much, but it will make it be something that's available to error handlers. If Evergreen client code that wants to say, okay, I really shouldn't be blasting 200 search requests for CAS at a catalog, then we dial it back. There's some potential contingent work taking the concept of chunking and not extending it from request responses to actual requests, so that you have the ability to say that, say there's a single open source request whose payload is a big record or something, to teach it how to break that up into chunks, so that you lessen your chances of running into each jeopardy statistics that may or may not be a complete enough time. The implicit thing is like hoping to get the beta out or hack away in as well. And also tossed in a link to one plugs that are included in or targeted for 3.1 beta. So any questions about that?
Question. Regarding the WebSocket D, because that's part of the beta, right? Are we going to give a recommendation to new installations or even to change the default so that it's no longer that's the preferred or recommended approach for people that are going to start using Evergreen? Because right now I think we've still got the old Apache WebSocket still in the README.
And the Nginx config is Apache WebSockets.
Right, and they'd have to adjust all those extra configuration options.
Yep.
So I kind of want to see if we can get a consensus from the community on, is this a direction that we want to take from now on? Should we start changing the instructions and the approach that's taken there so that when we do release the beta or even future release itself, that we have a path forward that we want to take? I'll give that to Bill to answer.
Sorry, I thought you were, is the question just that do we want to suggest using WebSocket?
Yeah.
I'm certainly in favor of it. I mean, I've only had it on test systems, some small, some large, but from everything I've heard, it's working. I haven't heard any issues.
And there are known issues with the Apache WebSockets module. So right now the installation instructions are casting in terms of you have an alternative, you give me a choice, and I'm not sure necessarily when to quite go so far as to say to immediately deprecate the Apache module, but I certainly have no objection to saying that WebSocket D is the recommended approach in the instructions. I think the main qualm I have about the current process for WebSocket D is the installation process is here. Download is a random binary from the GitHub.
Right.
Yeah, which is a little hinky, but
yeah, that didn't packages yet.
the other thing I was wondering about is I looked at the WebSocket, the GitHub repo, and saw a bunch of issues and no activity for quite a few months. So I'm also starting to wonder if that project is still alive.
I've subscribed to the list for that, and everything that I see coming in are people that don't understand how computers work. So I'm not too surprised at our responses. But yeah, that's a good question. Maybe I should go back and see if some of the actual real issues that have been looked at anytime recently. Having said that, I don't think the Apache WebSocket module is particularly well maintained either.
Oh, no. It isn't. It's just more. I think what I'm really asking is, should one or two of us start running that go?
Right.
Just in case.
Just in case, sure.
And thank you, Jason, for giving me the perfect eye-rolling reaction I was hoping for.
I'm ready to start letting go as soon as we start adding some PHP and a couple other things. It's Ruby now.
We just got rid of Ruby.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions about OpenSurf?
Comment about it, sir. Making some progress on the chunks requests.
Ruby.
Fun times.
Okay. All right, so moving on to Release Manager, or Evergreen and its Release Manager. I set out a call after a bit of discussion. Read armament twisting. Dan Wells has put in a proposal to be the 3.3 Release Manager. So at this point, I'd like to open it up for any questions for Dan.
How many silly questions? Would it be badges?
Okay, well, and the next step that I'm going to do both corporally and IRC, not that we exactly follow Robert Douglas' order of this, but I'd like to move that we approve Dan Wells as 3.3 Release Manager by acclamation.
Second.
Okay, so if I started the IRC.
I don't believe it's case sensitive. I'm pretty sure it's not. I think we tested that. There's no response.
It's just one good election.
Did you say there's at least one good election today?
I think we all were thinking.
Okay, well, I'm going to go forward. So congratulations, Dan.
I voted, Carol. I'm protesting. Voted before I got my head.
There are no drop chats.
Okay, so having made that agreement, Dan, is there anything you want to say about general plans for 3.3?
Not a whole lot. My voice is kind of weak today anyway, but I was just re-looking over Bill's proposal for how to get to the new Angular, and he said for maybe the next 2 or 3 versions, focus on moving Dojo to new Angular as opposed to any of the current Angular to new Angular, and I think that's generally a good idea, and I think taking 3 versions to get there seems like an appropriate pace. So it's not going to be a huge turnover for 3.3, I wouldn't think, but do I understand that Equinox is actively doing acquisitions transition to? Okay, so that's obviously a big one that's out there, and I'm sure you're going to come up with a lot of helpful transition ideas doing that. I know at least as part of my proposal was the timeline. Was there any comments on that or issues on that at all? If anyone remembers. more or less late February, it'll be feature freeze and beta release, and that was the one sort of tweak that I made, is that feature freeze will actually be a separate date for beta release, just because that's realistically what has happened every time anyway. So we'll just say we're doing that. And then similar idea for RC and final. I deliberately didn't make any promises about medals or things of that nature because I didn't manage to do it in 3-1. But I would say there's a high likelihood of something like that happening. So we'll see if it really does this time. For anyone that remembers 2.5 and 2.6.
Any other questions over that? Okay, so moving on to Hatch. Chris, anything you want to say about it?
I'm not prepared to say anything.
I've got a last minute addition to the agenda for evergreen. I stuck it under 3.3 because the team didn't perfectly place order.
Okay, all right, so, stepping back, Jason added the item of removing support for it to 1404.
Yeah.
So, when does that hit?
April, it's end of life is April of next year, 2019, which is right around our release time. So originally, so the reason I wanted to raise it as a question is because we have occasionally left things around a little bit longer than usual, but in this case, I think we should remove it. I should be able to have Ubuntu 18 all figured out by February, by the feature freeze at least, probably sooner. We've got a lab branch up there that I think Chris Sharp started, and Ben's worked on, and I've worked on it. It looks like the only outstanding issue that I'm aware of at the moment would be the MIME headers bug that Galen mentioned or opened last week or recently or something. Because the Ubuntu 18 is affected by that, so I'd like to have Ubuntu 18 supported for 3.3. And we've already pushed a branch for 3.1 beta of OpenSurf, correct? For Ubuntu 18 support. And we might as well remove 14 since it's not going to be around more than a month after our release. And I guess I'm just looking for consensus or any opposition, or what people think. We won't need 14 to build the tarball. For a long time, we have needed to have the trustee around to build the tarball because of it's the Zool.
Zool translations, yeah. But that's going to be pushed through.
Not an issue. So, anyone else object to us dropping? Anyone object to us dropping support with Ubuntu 14?
Or have questions?
I think we have to move forward, and it's done in April anyway, so yeah.
It would be different if there was some potential issues with 1604, since it's equally or better supported.
Yeah.
Oh, they're actually small.
Okay, then I'll work out a branch for removing.
So the hatch item though, is that Firefox? Is that one that's there?
Well,
yes. Are we talking about, you asked me about hatch, is that Firefox? Yeah,
it is ready, and
yeah.
It's not even, I think part of the problem testing it and everything is that the extension on Hatch add-on site cannot make it work. You need a new Windows installer. You can even use an earlier version of the Firefox add-on as long as you've got a fixed launcher, basically, right? That's why Firefox is historically failed is batch file just craps out. So anything we can do to get that up on the site, I'll be happy to help with it this week.
Okay, well, I mean, do we have, so am I understanding that we do have a working installer? And you just need to get it.
Well, I have one, yes, and the branch that I've got pushed to build one at any time, it just put it to, core, I guess.
Oh, okay.
And I recently uploaded it, install it, give it a proper version number, and there you go.
You know, I just,
Used it a few times.
yeah, I saw it working. I mean, I've seen, I think I even used Firefox actively with Hatch on my 1X station. I don't have a lot of Windows machines laying around, so I just haven't, like, getting that environment up to speed and then, you know, removing the previous Hatch and then, you know, it's just been a time suck, but let's do that. I mean, we can do it, after this meeting, or we can do it tomorrow morning, either way. Let's just get it done. That'd be a useful, thing to check off the list at the end of this. Yeah.
I know I've got libraries waiting for it.
Yeah. I keep telling our libraries it's on the way, it's on the way, it's on the way. And I know that, and I'm sorry for my part in being a holdup there, given that I was one that was really pushing forward back in the spring. But, you know, I lost momentum because of, I don't know, everything I was talking about in our agency that's been going on. It's really sapped all my stuff. Yeah, so.
Okay, so we'll have to do this tomorrow.
Yes.
And it sounds like nobody's voiced objections to getting rid of trustee. So I think that takes us, and let me refresh the agenda once again. Is there any new business that people want to bring up? Anything from the YouTube industry?
Nope. Nothing from YouTube at the time.
Okay, well, we can either pause for 2 minutes to bring this to exactly half an hour, or we can go ahead and end the meeting now. Thanks, folks.
See the error, it's the same one.